You're listening to the Kilcullen Diary podcasts, stories in sound from a village grown bigger. Hello, I'm Brian Byrne. This is Kilcullen Diary. It's a time of the year when reports of dogs worrying sheep make headlines, sometimes with very distressing photographs of animals which have been savaged. Behind such images is heartbreak for the farmers concerned, and a harrowing effect on up to 60 flocks in the Kildare West Wicklow area alone each year. That's the number of flocks which are hunted by dogs each year, according to Dennis Halpin, chairman of Kildare West Wicklow IFA. It's likely not the full figure, because not all such incidents are reported. The system of dealing with sheep worrying is cumbersome, and there's a move to try and make reporting incidents more structured and efficient between farmer, council and the Garda. At the core of this is a call for greater enforcement of dog licences, the requirement for which Dennis Halpin says thousands of dog owners simply ignore. Ardclough, County Kildare farmer Henry O'Connor, whose flock has experienced numerous worrying incidents over years, says that linking the legal but separate requirements of chipping and licensing dogs is part of the answer. Just like a Garda can now scan a car number plate and get insurance, tax and owner information, a check by a vet on a microchip should be able to show if the animal's owner has a current licence for it. Dennis Halpin says a properly developed enforcement system would be self-funding, and the council wouldn't have to be funding dog wardens. The extra income from the scheme, he says, would actually allow for many more wardens to be employed directly. And he adds that it would also provide a funding stream to provide more kennel space for stray or seized dogs, necessary because existing kennels are generally full. 2 dog wardens are currently employed by Kildare County Council to deal with the whole county. While there are plans to double that number, it's a very big stretch for them to monitor whether the owners of at least 25,000 pet dogs in County Kildare are in compliance with licensing regulations. And there are limits on the dog warden's powers. A dog owner can be prosecuted for not having a licence, but that prosecution has to be taken by a Garda, supported by the warden as witness. Any subsequent fine has to be collected by the sheriff if it's not paid voluntarily. And that means most fines for dog licences just don't get paid, according to Dennis Halpin. Also, a warden can't simply take a dog from its owner. Seizure or destruction orders have to be issued by a court before the dog can be taken. Dennis Halpin says that in many cases, those dogs will have been moved on in the interim, probably to a relative. Henry O'Connor says most culprits of sheep worrying are ordinary dogs, in many cases let out in the morning when their owners go to work. Or they can be let out at night when their owners come home, and then it's worse because nobody can see what's going on, he says. Because dogs like to hunt in packs, one left out will find a couple more. And then there's huge damage done. Apart from physical savaging, trauma from just being chased is equally distressful, if not more so. All it takes at this time of the year is a worrying incident, and the ewes can lose their lambs, says Henry O'Connor. If the lamb dies inside the ewe, that causes huge problems, and even if the lamb is successfully born, between the trauma of the birth and the effects of the hunt before they are born, they can die after as little as 10 or 15 minutes because their hearts aren't able to take the stress. Henry O'Connor adds that hunting a flock will stress sheep so much that it can take them up to 2 months to recover. I'm Brian Byrne. This is the Kilcullen Diary. Thank you for listening.